Nigeria has a rich and diverse music culture. I mean, we'd all agree that we do, with various genres and styles that have emerged over the years, from traditional folk music to modern day Afrobeats, which we know and love oh so much. Nigerian music has made significant strides both locally and internationally. Of course, our international renowned genres are just indigenous. We have Apala, Rara music, Wiri music, Ogene, Fuji, Juju, Afrobeats, amongst others. But the big question is, with all the many genres, how do all these sounds come together to create the sound of Nigeria, music in Nigeria? Are they also far apart, or are there things that tie them all together? Well, we always talk about Afrobeat on the show, right? So today we would focus on three diverse sounds. We'll talk about jazz, soul, Fuji, and then we'll get into Igala music. And for my first guest on the show today, joining me now, I mean, how do I describe her? I think she's one person that has definitely stuck to her style. If you want jazz, you want soul, definitely Jessica Bongos Ikwe, a Nigerian recording and performing artist who, despite having great degrees, international development, leisure events, and facilities management, has a deep-seated passion for music. And she joins me right now on Arise 360. Jessica!
Hello.
Hi!
I'm good, hi.
It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
I must tell everyone that your voice is literally like as soft as this when you sing.
Oh.
It is.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit different though. It's very
husky.
baritone and husky when I sing.
I like that. So let's talk about jazz and soul. I mean, what does it mean to you?
So I really don't know the definition of soul music, but when people say, well, why do you say you're a soul singer? I say I sing from my soul. I don't know if that's what soul music means, but I'm not technically trained singer or anything like that. Whatever comes out, however I'm feeling, that's what comes out. And for me, just leaving an impact on somebody that's heard me is winning. And if I'm able to do that, then I know that I've truly sung from my soul. So that's why I chose that, because I feel like it's the type of music that leaves you thinking about more, leaves you feeling something.
So would you trace the way you sing? Because I've seen you perform multiple times, and it's graceful. You know, it's subtle. You're just enjoying the music and you're enjoying the singing. So would you take this back? I mean, I know your father definitely had a huge impact on your music, didn't he?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah?
Yeah, even his style.
Yeah?
He later became a little bit, I'll say commercial. Yeah. But he started off as folk, country, and soul.
Folk, country,
inspired by Sam Cooke,
Amazing. So would you feel like this is a genre that we really appreciate within Nigeria? I mean, appreciation is subjective, but what is it to you?
Man. Well, I know that there are people in Nigeria who definitely appreciate the genre, but it hasn't been fully embraced.
Why is that?
I'm not sure. I think that people are still taking their time to get there. Nigerians just generally love to, you know, anything that's like, hey, you know, anything that's mellow. But I don't want to generalize, because I know a lot of people who appreciate this type of music. It's just still kind of new, I guess.
Do you think there's also the part that has to do with commercial music? Is, if you notice, Afrobeat is the most commercial genre, right? It's the easiest, it's the easiest type of sound to sell, because it's easily, like you said, Nigerians naturally like to just, you know, have a good time. So it's popping, it's fast, it's loud, it's many different types of percussion and sound and guitar and all of that.
Yes.
But this has to do with the passion.
Yes.
You need to have an in-depth love and appreciation for the sound. So do you think that's also part of the reason why it's almost as if Nigerians don't even know that we have people like, you know, who sing within this genre, or lots of them actually?
Yeah, because what's being given to them is the commercial music. That's what is like, that's what was played on the radio 24/7, that's what's played at restaurants, that's what's played at clubs, everywhere, you know, so we don't get that much airtime. We don't. So they don't know. That's why I say I know that if they did hear us, they probably would love it just as much.
You know, speaking about hearing, I wanted us to hear some of your music now. This is Mean What You Say, correct? All right, I'm going to let everyone take a look at that. This is Jessica Bongos performing Mean what you say. Let's talk about that sound so you can hear it, and then we can get back to talking about it.
Let you know I don't like it. I must be frank. I'm sick of you. Why don't you say what you mean? Why don't you mean what you say? You always say what you do not mean. You always do not mean what you say. I remember what you did a fortnight ago. You asked me to get dressed so you could take me to the show. But when I came down, you were gone with someone. I must be frank, this can't go on, 'cause you don't say.
Now, that was a song by your father that you kind of like rejigged, didn't you?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So it was called Little Suzanne.
Yeah.
In the 70s, he released the song, Little Suzanne, you talk too much. So then when I was doing my album, I was like, let me, pay homage to the legend. And then I just changed it to, Mr. Man, you talk too much.
Okay.
And then I called it Mean What You Say. Because the chorus says, why don't you say what you mean? Why don't you mean?
Yeah. So for you now, I feel like, being the daughter of such an iconic father, such an iconic musician, do you feel like sometimes that mounts some level of pressure on you in terms of like your music and your career path?
In the beginning, yes, it did. Definitely. Everywhere I went, there was a lot of, I feel like I even got like interviews because of the name and things like that. And say, for example, I'm trying to promote my music. They would spend like the first 15 minutes playing my dad's music and give me like 2 minutes.
No way.
Yes. So I did at first. But now, because I really truly come into myself and my sound, I know that we walk different paths, we have different experiences. His story is his story, my story is my story, and I'm grateful that I just have him as, father and mentor.
I love that. Now, in terms of like your music now, commercializing, DSPs, are you working on like a body of work that's to be released? Do you have any plans for that?
Yes, I'm currently working on my second album.
Okay.
Hopefully, because we are independent,
I know.
hopefully it will be released before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm dedicating to my mom.
My apologies on that.
Yes.
Are you okay?
I'm good now, by God's grace. Yes.
I'm happy to hear that. All right, what's it going to be called?
Josephine's daughter. That's what it's going to be called.
And I love that because that's exactly who you are. What are some things around the album that really stand out to you?
For me, just honestly, my mom was very elegant, very sophisticated, very classy. So that's what the album is going to exude, just class and sophistication.
Well, I can't wait to hear it. What's the one track I should look out for in that body of work?
Wow. There's so many. There's a song, do I know the title yet? I finished writing and recording, but it's about telling people to mind their business. But I'm not going to call it mind your business, obviously.
No, you're going to give
I
me
like that because
something
it's very different
Yeah.
and it's very, you can tell like my attitude from the song, because a lot of people don't really know my attitude, my personality. A lot of that comes out in the song. There's a song called Blue Dress Blues. I love that. It's a
Blue Dress Blues.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a blues song that was actually written by my sister, and because the album is called Josephine's Daughter, I want my sisters to have a part in it. They're all creatives. So.
Amazing. Well, I'm looking forward to that, Jessica. Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for
Kachi,
joining
for having me.
Absolutely, and well
Thank you.
done. And again, thank you, like I said before the interview, thank you for sticking to your guns.
Thank you.
Because we live in an industry that's so dominated by one type of sound that it's very important to not let ourselves get distracted by the noise and just keep doing what we love. So thank you for sticking to what you love. That's one of the reasons why I really wanted to have you on the show today.
Thank you. This
You're
is preparation time. I'm just getting prepped for when it happens.
Right, because it will. Most definitely.